folk radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. Today's Thursday, August 23rd, 2018. 236 days into the new year, just 129 days left. As always, we are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black. For KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? Nothing like a Thursday night here in the chair. Best night of the week. I get to hang out with all of you. Phone calls all night long. Lots to talk about this week. Had an amazing run on Fade to Black, too, as well. Think about that. What a great week. Donnie Arcade, Robert Schock, right? Last night with Richard Dolan, that tipped the scales a little bit, didn't it? That was an absolutely phenomenal conversation last night. So lots and lots to talk about. The call-in numbers, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. And there you go. I spent my day, part of it today, over on Stellar, and just an amazing social media platform, and just going through today. I spent so much time reading. I didn't really post much, but just reading the articles. You guys are just so. It just impresses me. Just not only smart. I mean, there's that part of it, but it's the questions, and the seeking of answers, and that's what goes down over at OnStellar, OnStellar.com, and we are getting ready to. I haven't made this announcement yet, neither has OnStellar, but I sort of leaked it today. I was somebody posted something, was asking about and I just quickly ask what's going on with OnStellar, basically, and I just typed up a quick response and posted it and then moved on, and then I went back and I thought, wow, I didn't really answer that whole thing, so I added some more stuff to it, and then started the show. Well, but I kind of leaked something. So I'm just going to let everybody know. This is what has been going on. All of the resources have been moved over at OnStellar. I'm talking about humans. Have been put on a new platform version of OnStellar. And let me explain. Okay, so we've got the shell. We've got all the data. We've got all the users. We've got, all the bugs and things. And now all of that, the whole thing is going to get migrated into a completely upgraded version of OnStellar, of the platform. And if it addresses all of the bug fixes and it's going to fix a lot of things, but the look and the feel, and it's just a total system upgrade, right? And because of that, we haven't been. Part of it is our fault, but we just don't have the manpower in that communication, addressing a couple of things and returning emails. Everybody has just been focused on getting this new version of the site done, and so the lack of communication is on us. We get that, but quite frankly, there you go, and that's it. So, OnStellar, and that's going to happen here very soon. Okay, maybe by the weekend, Monday, hopefully tomorrow. But it's just going to be amazing. And if you haven't been impressed yet by OnStellar, just wait till you see what's coming. It's absolutely unbelievable. OnStellar.com. It's not a website. It's a social media platform. It's a network. Big difference. And when you go and tackle that kind of problem, that kind of complex issue, it's a whole. This isn't just a little website, with a couple of pages from GoDaddy. It's a whole nother monster, man. And it's very intense and very complex. But we did it, and we're proud of it. OnStellar.com. Okay, go check it out. And when you register, and it's all free to do. In fact, you actually get paid to register. Anyway, you get your OnStellar tokens. When you register, you get an opportunity there to use a promo code or a referral code. Just use my name, Jimmy. And you can make up anybody's name. You could probably put in Mary, and it'll work because somebody else has got a promo code there. So it doesn't really matter. But you can remember my name, Jimmy. Go and do it. OnStellar.com. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Next week at JChurchRadio. I was kind of joking a couple of days ago. I said, hey, man, we should just do a Twitter night. We should just do a Twitter night. Me and my guest is Twitter. And we're going to do it. So it's Wednesday night next week. Is our Twitter night. So it's going to be me, and my very special guest is going to be Twitter. How cool is that? All right? So come and hang out with us. We're going to have quite a few of our friends and special guests that'll be hanging out in the sandbox that night with all of you. And there you go. Now, I've been given a strict rule from Rita. My answers can only be 60 seconds. I said, okay. All right, because I know how you are. I know how you are with Twitter. You get all going. All right, she's absolutely right. So there you go. All right, so that'll be next Wednesday night. We got an amazing week next week, by the way. Tonight is Thursday. Tonight is Fader night. And tomorrow I'm off. But Saturday night, I'm over hosting Coast to Coast AM, and my guests are Peter Maxwell Slattery and Laura Cantu. So that will be Saturday night. Okay? And then we kick things off again on Monday here. Now, breaking news. So sad to have to announce this. One of my heroes, Leonard Skinner guitarist Ed King, co-writer of Sweet Home Alabama, died today at his home in Nashville. He was 68 years old, very young. King had been battling cancer in the months leading up to his death and passing today. Of course, he co-wrote Sweet Home Alabama. But one thing that you may not know, the count-off at the beginning of Sweet Home Alabama, 1, 2, 3, right? That 1, 2, 3 is Ed King. His voice counted that off and then immediately launched into that riff, man. That riff to start the song, that was King as well. And of course the guitar solos, the Stratocaster solos on that song are all Ed King. He's one of the best, one of the most amazing. Those first 3 albums Unbelievable. Pronounced Leonard Skinner. Unbelievable first three albums there. Just Ed King, right? That three guitar band. It just doesn't get any better than that. And there you go. Ed King, you're up there with everybody else. So just think about that. All right. Ed King passed away today at the age of 68. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We have over 900 archive shows, custom apps, Apple, Android, just $2 per month. All you have to do is go to jimmychurchradio.com and click on that podcast banner and get her going. And there you go, 900 archive shows. You can also become a Fade or Not. Go to our membership section, also at jimmychurchradio.com, where you will get the bunker cam. You get, if you want, you can get commercial-free downloadable archives, right? If you get the Game Changer, you can get autographed shirts, hats, all that stuff, the Fade to Black gear, and you also get a private email to me. Okay? Become a Fade or Not today over in our membership section on the site. All of our sponsors, next week, we've got a brand new sponsor we're going to be introducing to you on Fade to Black. Can't wait for that. But all of our sponsors have been with us for so long. Life Change Tea, GetTheTea.com, of course, Ronnie McMullen's unbelievably great company, and River Moon Coffee, who not only are the makers of the Fade to Black blend, but they supplied Soltec with coffee for 4 straight days. Oh, man. Thank you, Juanita and Jeff. It was so cool hanging out with you guys up there. River Moon Coffee. Ancient Life Oil, right there, right here on my desk here in the bunker. Sacred Skulls, amazing jewelry, 50% off when you mention Jimmy or Fade to Black. And, of course, Numana Food Storage and Bearing Optics, makers of night vision goggles. Okay, so all of the information that you need is right there at jimmychurchradio.com. All you have to do is support our sponsors, and this show keeps plugging right along. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Rick Springfield. That's right. I said it. Jesse's girl, Rick Springfield, today is 69 years old. Cool dude, too. Cool dude. Hung out with him a few times. He's a really cool guy. Frontman for the Strokes, Julian Casablancas, today is 40 years old. He's a great singer, too. Our dead guy's birthday today, well, you know, I feel like I want to tip over a desk and blow up a toilet. Keith Moon. 1946 to 1978, died at the age of 32. Amazing drummer for The Who, of course. Was named the number 2 best drummer by Rolling Stone in 2011. And then Moon, back in the late 70s, he moved from England to Hollywood. Not really the best thing to do for somebody that likes to party, right? Well, you know, he had his best friend and bodyguard with him and stuff, and to keep an eye on him. But that didn't work out, and he moved back to London in 1978, and he was in really bad shape at that point. He was really, you know, he was there. And dying in September of that year from an overdose of heminevrin, a drug intended to treat or prevent symptoms of alcohol withdrawal. Now, that drug, he had something like 25 or 30 pills in his system. 9 or 6 or 9, I can't remember, were digested. That was enough to kill him, but he had like another 20 undigested in his stomach. He was supposed to take like 1 to 3 pills per day at the urging of drinking. And there you go. That's how he passed away. Unbelievable. Keith Moon died at the age of 32. There you go. Happy birthday, Keith. On this day in history, 1989. That's right. On this day in 1989, as punishment for betting on baseball, Cincinnati Reds manager Pete Rose accepts a settlement that includes a lifetime ban from the game. On this day in 1989. I don't do sports anymore, but that was a really, really, really big day. Fader fact. Okay. This is trippy. It's a fact. Actor Frankie Muniz suffers from long-term memory loss, and he doesn't remember being on Malcolm in the Middle. That's a trip, isn't it? And that's your Fader fact. Actor Frankie Muniz. Unreal. Well, tonight's another Fader night. John Rappaport's going to be here in a few short minutes with his No More Fake Newsroom live, followed by open lines all night long. And the call-in numbers are, write this down, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. And now, before I start yapping, and I'll get to John at the bottom of the hour, I don't know why, but before I came down to the bunker, I was up top talking to Rita, and I said, what are we going to do for dinner tonight? And she said, I straightened that out last night. It's your night. And I don't know why I'm thinking about this right now, but I said, okay, all right, but I just want to know, what are we going to, she goes, it's on you. I said, you know what? I want those tacos we had the other night from that taco truck. That's what I want to do again. She says, I'm down. I was like, all right. So I get tacos tonight. It's kind of like, when we get to the end of another week here on Fade to Black, it's, tonight is technically our Friday night, right? It's the start of our weekend, even though I'm working all weekend. It's the start of our weekend, so we just like to just, boom and just have fun and enjoy ourselves because it's our Friday night. Think about it, right? Working for the weekend, and that's what I came up with. Now, also, I want to thank everybody for your notes and concern about my ear. Today is the first day. I was just talking to John Rappoport right before the show tonight about this. Today, August 23rd, today is the first day since August 1st that I feel better. I feel different. Now think about that. I went through 3 weeks, over 3 weeks of this torture. So, and as it turns out, it wasn't an ear infection. Thought it was. Wasn't. And it was something else. It was natural, I'll say that. Yeah. Turns out I don't even want to go into it. But I didn't have some kind of foreign object or bug or creature or alien pulled out of my ear or anything like that. It wasn't that at all. But it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. But today is the first day that I feel better. Just imagine walking around for 3 weeks, over 3 weeks, with just deaf in your left ear and clogged, this pressure, this echo, this thing. Oh, man, it drove me crazy. There was a couple of nights where I was losing my mind. But today, I feel better. So I do want to thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers. And had a lot of work done. Laura Cantu, she did acupuncture. Yeah, I had needles, those acupuncture needles hanging off my head, my toes, my hands, and it helped. But did all kinds of things. Nurse Nancy and Stacy. Stacy, don't tell anybody what you did. But that stuff, the doctor stuff, we have a doctor-client privilege now between us. But, yeah, just crazy things that were done over the last 3 weeks. But today I feel better. I can actually hear out of both ears. Yeah, I can hear that. I've been broadcasting for 3 weeks with one ear. Yeah. Think about that. Taco Thursday don't work. Oh, yeah, it does in my house. Oh, yeah. Yeah, vertigo, Scott. Yeah, absolutely. Vertigo, craziness. And, I'm flying on planes and we're jetting around the country. We're doing all of this. We had Soul Tech and I was deaf in one ear, for hey, JC, have you ever had spaghetti tacos? I have not. And that sounds like that works. Yeah, spaghetti tacos. Okay. Was it earwax? No, it wasn't. It wasn't earwax. I wish it was. That's what we thought it was. Until you go to a doctor, you just don't know, right? You're doing everything that you can. You're thinking about these. It was just a nightmare is what it was. Okay. All right. Now, I wanted to talk about a few things and kind of set the stage tonight for our conversations here. Richard Dolan last night on the show brought up a bunch of really cool concepts. And so did Donnie Arcade this week. And then, of course, we had Robert Schock on the show. And one of the things that I enjoy so much about doing Fade to Black is, just like you, I'm sitting here listening to our guest each night bring something to the table that makes me think. And if I start thinking, you start thinking, and we compare notes from night to night to night. And when you string that along over 3, 4, 5 years of the show, lots to think about, lots to consider, lots to ponder, right? An awful lot of stuff to ponder. And the last few nights have caused me to do that. And one of the things that Richard brought up on the show last night was, again, the community. And he did this the last half hour on the show where Gaia TV was brought up. Now, I'm not going to speak specifically about Gaia, but what I did find interesting is that Richard is very concerned about this community. And he compared our community to the country and the rest of the world, where everything right now today is divide and conquer. Get things all stirred up and people fighting, when it doesn't need to be that way. And certainly in our community, we already have enough of it that goes on a night-to-night basis on the show, where you've got conflicting views and experiences and emotions and knowledge, and they just conflict. And I understand that. So we've got it already, right? So why add to it? And when we have some members of this community that are here to intentionally start fires, that's where I put my foot down, and so does Richard. It's just like enough of it, right? Just absolutely enough. And I think it's our DNA. Something has been activated inside of us, and the power of Facebook, social media, smartphones, tablets, something has happened. It didn't start with Facebook. It started on forums, and it started on chat rooms in the 90s. There was something that started to go on there where people were saying things, people that I knew, and I'm reading what is being posted and commented on. And I know for a fact that these individuals would never say this stuff out in the open, face to face with whoever that they're commenting with. I thought, man, wow, this is like bizarro world. What's going on here? I never did it. Me personally, I never said anything online in any fashion that I wouldn't say out in the open. I just never did it. And I made that my practice. I didn't get sucked into it, but I did watch this phenomenon unfurl. And suddenly, now we have it everywhere. We've got it on all social media platforms. We've got it on all news feeds. We've got it on all tweets. We've got it on all forums, everywhere, where it is nothing but fighting, intentionally trying to get under somebody's skin intentionally, saying things and causing and not only that, but outright lies just to stir the pot, just to make them, who's ever typing this stuff and making these videos, outright lies for self-importance. Self-importance. Somebody is trying to make themselves feel better and important and significant by creating this stuff so somebody else will respond to them. I don't know if it's loneliness, right? You're alone and you need attention. You need somebody, there's certainly other ways to go about it. But maybe that has a lot to do with it, that somebody hasn't had attention in their lives. I don't know. But the thing that is most fascinating with me is that across the board, everybody's doing it. Has something been activated? Is this something that is inside of us? When you talk about inciting a riot, right? Incite a riot. Throw a Molotov cocktail, yell fire inside of a movie theater, right? Just panic at the disco, right? Yep. To do that, suddenly you see everything react, everybody react and freak out. And that's what's happening right now with social media, that people are able to do it with videos and with posting, and they can't help themselves. They can't stop themselves. It's a fascinating. I don't know what else to think. That maybe it's just been inside of us this whole time, and we've been controlling ourselves. Yeah, unbelievable situation we find ourselves in, and I don't know how we can back up. Can we put the car in reverse? Can we? Do we have to go through? Do we have to take a peek in the dark here to see how far we can unravel ourselves so then we can turn around and fix ourselves and realize this failed experiment? I don't know. But to have those out there create something that isn't real and lie about it and post about it and create videos about it when it's completely 100% fictitious and made up is beyond me. And it's just, wow. It's an unbelievable position that we find ourselves in. So I'm with Richard. I'm totally with what Robert Schoch said this week. I'm totally with what Donnie Arcade said this week. All of them realizing the same thing. It's just like, man, stop. We don't need this. Not only that, honestly, the vast majority of us don't care. Think about that. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back with our guest, the one and only John Rappoport, and his No More Fake Newsroom Live. The call-in numbers tonight, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. This is Fade to Black. It's FADERNIGHT. Open lines all night long. And I'll be right back with John Rappoport and his No More Fake Newsroom Live. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Be right back. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black.
you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at getthetea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at getthetea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at getthetea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Getthetea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at kgraradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. kgraradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
And now, coming to you from the No More Fake News room in deep space, which is the space that we suspect to be true, that the world as it is fed to us by the ministry of truth is a lie, a false reality, a movie painted on your subconscious. This, however, is the breakout. All the screens crash, they all go down, and we see the light of day. A new day. No more robots, no more androids. It's the No More Fake News room with John Rappoport. Take it away, John. John. Oh, did we lose John?
No, we haven't lost John.
John, I just peed on myself a little bit. Okay, there we go.
John is here.
Take it away, John.
Yeah, I'm here. So, no more robots, no more androids. When Jimmy said that tonight, which, as most of you know, that's our opening for the No More Fake News room. What I thought of is a generation of people that have been raised on the premise that the most important thing is what you like and what you don't like. I like this, I like that, I like this, I don't like that, I don't like her, I don't like him, but I like him, yes, he's good, yeah, I like him, I don't like him, I don't like that, I don't like this. Now, in case there's any misunderstanding, that is a fairly primitive response to life, okay? That's not the end and all and be all of how you respond to life. There's a thing called thought. There's a thing called logic. There's a thing called perception, which is a spectrum that expands in many different directions, that go, all of these things go quite a bit further than I like this, I don't like that. But people are being raised now, especially in the digital world and especially through Facebook, to like or dislike, like, not like. And to feel that that is basically what relationship, connection are all about. That's it. That's all there is to it. Which is why, that was my lead in, by the way, which is why it's so easy for people to say, oh, Alex Jones just got censored. Dennis Prager just got censored. Stefan, I pronounce his name Molyneux, I don't know how he pronounces it exactly, got censored. These all have major, major, major followings online. Very easy to say, who cares? I don't care. Because, you know, my world is I like this and I don't like that. And if I just don't happen to like any of these three men, and there are others who have been censored, of course, by social media. If I don't happen to like these people, then why do I care if they're censored? Right? What difference does it make? I'm responding at the limit of what life is by saying, I like him, I don't like him. Therefore, if somebody comes along and censors somebody that I don't like, then who cares? Doesn't matter to me. So it's actually a good thing in a way. So, of course, that misses entirely the meaning of the First Amendment of the Constitution and freedom of speech, which requires an individual to rise above what he likes or doesn't like, requires a person to be able to think and perceive above and beyond the level of what he or she likes or doesn't like. To be able to say, I disagree with such and so completely in what they are saying, but they must be allowed to say it. Now, that distinction has been shoved down many people's throats for many, many years and so forth. And still, it doesn't seem to have a burgeoning, expanding effect in our day now. It seems to be on the decline. It seems to be that if somebody, whoever that somebody is, passes a moral judgment and says, this person is bad and what they're saying is bad, that is sufficient for a whole lot of people to say, well, therefore censor that person and don't let that person have access to public channels of communication. Very simple. Very insane. And it all goes back to this notion of like, don't like. If I'm not mistaken, that played out in the declining days of the Roman Empire in the circus with the gladiators. Thumbs up, I like him. Thumbs down, he dies. In the arena. Yes? No. I like, I don't like. Is there some moral principle at work that's higher than this in the arena? No, not really, not at all. And rightly, that Roman circus has been singled out as an example of and metaphor for the decline of the Roman Empire, the serious last days of the empire. Well, we are in a decline in terms of free speech, no question about it. You can argue that these social media companies who are doing the censoring, like Google and Facebook and so on, are really private corporations, and therefore they are not the government, and therefore they have a right to be able to say, we're not letting you on our platform if you espouse certain ideas that we don't like. That's our right, and that is true. But keep in mind, that two of the very biggest of these social media companies, Google and Facebook, and I wrote a piece about that this week at No More Fake News, have had intimate connections with the intelligence community and the Pentagon from the beginning, from their beginning. And my conclusion and my contention is that these are not just simply corporations and companies in the usual sense of the word. These are entities which do, in fact, make profit and exist in the private sector. No question about that. But they are linked up to what some people would call the deep state in such an intimate way, and have been for such a long time, that they are part of the establishment, part and parcel of the government, you might say, even though they are not officially an agency of the government. That in no way could they be likened to some sort of restaurant chain or company that makes private planes. Nothing of the sort. A different animal altogether. One which needs to be regulated because they have never really operated in the free market. They have always sought monopoly and restraining the trade of others, competitors, and they've always had intelligence and military backing and connections on their side. Social media companies. And I give you a very interesting link of a series of articles you can read on the connection of Google to the Pentagon from the beginning and before the beginning of Google, and an outfit spawned by the Pentagon called the Highlands Forum, which operates as a sort of hybrid government sub-agency and private sector entity. Worth reading very much. So, psychologically speaking, the audience in modern times, and especially I would say in the last 30 years, audience wants to be participant. Marshall McLuhan, the great media analyst and philosopher, used the phrase, the audience as actor. The audience wants to become actor. And what better venue was created as a sort of lowest common denominator for that to happen than Facebook, where audience suddenly becomes actor, where you suddenly have your own following and you register likes and not likes, and everybody else does the same thing. Everybody's participating at that level. The audience becomes an actor. Well, the audience can feel such an incredible sense of self-entitlement that, again, they are willing to have anybody censored that they don't like, or that they can be persuaded not to like for whatever reasons. Now, a senator from the state of, I'm going to say Washington, Senator Ron Wyden this week, in reference to Alex Jones, pretty much said that Jones should be taken off the internet. You know, not just simply censored by Facebook, but removed from the internet. This is a U.S. senator, okay? Doesn't present a bill of particulars or accusations as to why specifically this ought to happen. Doesn't bother to make a case. I believe he's a graduate of law school, so he knows a little bit about the law. Ignores all of that and goes right to the whole idea of complete and utter censorship, which is really staggering when you think about it. A U.S. senator registers his own like and dislike in some fashion or another and ignores totally the First Amendment. Ignores the whole spirit of the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, particularly political speech, which is what we're largely talking about here when we're talking about people like Dennis Prager, Alex Jones, Stephen Molyneux. No, censor him completely, take him away, don't want to see him. And people go along with this who believe that as the audience, so to speak, they have the right to censor, to have censored what they don't like. It's quite incredible. Some years ago, I put together a very long article on one night on the Jay Leno Show, The Tonight Show, when Arnold Schwarzenegger decided whether he was going to run for the governorship of California. Perhaps you remember that event. There was speculation building up in the press as to whether or not this actor, who was sort of his career was kind of verging on being washed up, was going to run for governor against Governor Gray Davis in a recall election. The governor of California was being recalled. And this was going to be a popular vote. And Schwarzenegger decided that he was going to announce one way or the other, I'm going to run or I'm not, on the Jay Leno Show, The Tonight Show on NBC. And Leno, of course, went along with this. And they had a special room set up, the only time in the history of the show they did this, for reporters to break the story right there. And they showed you the room with computers and reporters in there and tables and so forth, waiting with bated breath for Schwarzenegger to make his choice. And I said, well, this was like the movie Network, in which the news division was turned over to the entertainment division. In the case of NBC, it was for one night and one show, the Jay Leno Tonight Show. And the subject was Schwarzenegger. And so I got a tape of the 12 minutes, two segments, 6 minutes each, of Leno with Schwarzenegger, and went over this tape many times, pulled many quotes, looked at the flow and how it was arranged and pre-set up and so forth to achieve the maximum result. And here was the main thing: to transmit a sense to the viewer at home that the audience in the studio, a couple of thousand people, were hysterically in favor of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who did indeed announce that he was going to run for governor on The Tonight Show. And the audience response was through the roof. But of course, audiences are prepared on a show like that. And you can hear the screaming of what sounds like 12-year-old girls, a whole phalanx of them, at certain things that Schwarzenegger says. Where did they get these people from? How did they end up on the show? Basically, it was a tremendous setup that won the election for Schwarzenegger in 12 minutes on the Jay Leno Show. There was no comeback from that. It was show business par excellence. The audience in the studio transmitted this incredible amount of, I like this, and I don't like Gray Davis, right? Let's get him out of here. Let's consign him to the political junk heap, which is a lot like saying, let's censor him. Of course, he wasn't going to get the same treatment from Jay Leno that Schwarzenegger got. And let's really like Arnold and like him so much that our screams and yells and laughter and so forth are going to spread like a germ to the viewing audience at home. And they, the ones in California, will vote overwhelmingly for Arnold, and he will become the governor of California. And that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So that's a little bit of recent history. I can go back in my memory to 1952, I'm going to say, when Dwight D. Eisenhower ran for president and won. Of course, he was a famous general, and his campaign slogan and the buttons said, I like Ike. That's it. That was his nickname. I like Ike. I can also recall around the same period of time that the, quote, fear of communism was so great that it could not really be taught in schools. It was censored out of schools because the presumption was if kids learn what communism is by some sort of contagion, they may accept it as opposed to analyze it, investigate it, see it for what it is, make up their own minds about it. No, 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 no. I like Ike, I don't like communism. I like Ike, I don't like communism. This thread goes back a long, long way. It goes back, as I said, to the Roman Circus and even beyond that. And it's being resurrected now in censorship. And it's succeeding to the degree that people cannot expand their awareness enough to see what the First Amendment of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, is all about. They can't understand that people who hold views that they consider disgusting and distasteful must be permitted to air those views because that's part of what free speech is all about. They have no enthusiasm for that whatsoever. Because psychologically they are pinned and nailed to, I like this, I don't like that. I like it, I don't like it. Oh, here's a story I like. Yeah, I like it, I like it. Here's the one I don't like. I don't like and I don't like that person. But I wish they would go away. So if somebody says now they're censored, good, they go away now. Good. To put this in a slightly different way, the entire Constitution of the American Republic and the Bill of Rights were written to be understood at a level that requires a certain mental and emotional maturity and acuity that goes beyond the personal, the intensely personal. And Thomas Jefferson, who pioneered the public education system in the United States, saw that education system. Its main job was to educate the young on what it means to be a citizen in a new experiment, a political experiment called a constitutional republic. He recognized that this was going to take an effort. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no greater effort than in this vein that I'm speaking of now, to attain the capacity to understand these documents and what they really mean beyond one's own personal sense of, I like this and I don't like that. To be able to climb the ladder to a higher level of consciousness in order to have even a shred of hope of returning to something resembling a constitutional republic. And that's my report for tonight.
Powerful. Powerful, John. Powerful. Thought-provoking. And how did... Oh, man, I'm looking at the clock. How did we get here? My opening comments tonight were along the similar vein as yours, in that, how did we get here? I mean, we fought for all of this, and then suddenly we find ourselves in this position. How did we get here?
Yeah, that's quite a long conversation. I think there's a lot of answers, but one of the answers is that we've become too complacent because too many items are for sale that we can afford. I mean, if I'm going to put it simple as that, consumer culture has taken over to such a degree that people now equate a good life with, I can buy the stuff I like and I don't have to buy the stuff I don't like, and I can buy enough things that I like, and that's what life is. Having those things. That's it. There isn't anything else. What else would there be? Through advertising, through all of that, too many people have come to that conclusion.
The First Amendment protects so much, but then is there protections against maybe disinformation or maybe fabrication too as well? Is there a certain amount of entitlement and protections under the First Amendment if you are making false statements? Can you still make those false statements?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, and this is my interpretation, yes, disinformation is protected.
So,
sure.
Yeah.
You know, but what's not protected is libel or slander against somebody in particular.
Of course.
If it rises to that level, which, you know, has legal definitions and so forth, and is a pretty tough standard to prove, but nevertheless it's there. But yeah, I mean, you know, I have the right to say something that I know not to be true.
Okay.
If I didn't have that right, I mean, there'd be an awful lot of people in jail.
Right. Yeah, that's certainly true. You know, because I fight that battle. You know, certainly Alex Jones has fought that battle, but I fight that of people saying things about me that are just completely fabricated, right? But I just choose to ignore it. I don't care. And that's I don't recognize it. I don't acknowledge it. I'm not going to give somebody a platform or acknowledgement that, wow, okay, I caught church's attention. I just choose to ignore it. But if it, you know, we're getting into this zone that I'm just not even comfortable with, because today there is so much of it now in social media of just made up, fabricated stuff, and people do it for sport. But then again, is it protected under the First Amendment? I suppose it is.
Yeah, you know, you can hate it and say that, you know, the culture is disintegrating, but then you look at the opposite. You know, okay, so suppose we give somebody the power to censor all of that. then what is the situation going to look like?
Right. Yeah. And that's just powerful words tonight coming from you. It happens every week, and I thank you for that. But that was a particular, very strong moment for you on this program. Thank you so much, John.
And thank you, Jimmy, always.
Always. We'll see you next Thursday. And like I say every Thursday, start your day at nomorefakenews.com. That's where I go every single day. Fake news, John coined the term. That's his. It was done way before it was popular for everybody to use it today so freely. nomorefakenews.com. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. All right, opening up the phone lines right now. It's open lines all night long. 323-825-5045, 323-275-9695, or what's the other number? I don't even know anymore. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back with your phone calls, which are happening next. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com. Dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. And you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly ancient life oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go Beckley Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader night. Got to thank John Rappoport. That was absolutely epic. Let's see. I just got a text from Rita. I don't understand it. You got to love it when you don't understand it. Maybe she'll clarify. It's open lines all night long. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. Open lines all night long. I'm in the chair. It's Thursday night, Fader night, my favorite night of the week. There's no question about that. And let's just get straight to the phones. I think area code 585. You're up first on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Katrina from Rochester, New York.
Hi, Katrina from Rochester, in New York. How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's Thursday night. It's Fader night, Katrina. Come on. You know what's going on.
I know.
I'm in a great mood.
I know. It's so exciting. I'm a first-time caller.
I see that. What's on your mind tonight?
Nothing. I was just listening to the whole John Rappoport thing, and it's funny because I've been big into the whole Alex Jones being kicked off the internet and just being basically kicked off of life.
Yeah,
for him at least.
Do you listen to Alex Jones?
I'm not. I mean, I did subscribe to his YouTube channel for a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and for entertainment purposes.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm a huge Alex Jones fan. I didn't really agree with a lot of the stuff he said, but
right.
I like to get all perspectives. I listen to you, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, pretty much a lot of alternative media.
That's cool. You're putting me up there. You're putting me up there with some pretty lofty dudes. That's cool of you. Thank you for that. Well, see, well, let me ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that John didn't touch upon, and I was going to, I just forgot. So I'm going to throw this out at you. The last thing you want to do if you want to censor someone or something or music or whatever is ban it. That creates attention. And, there were, think about the Sex Pistols, right? Sex Pistols banned from BBC Radio. Their album became number one in a matter of minutes, right? Okay, I'm not supposed to go listen to this? What's that all about? Well, that's, what do you think about that? So you don't necessarily listen to Alex Jones, and there's a lot of people out there. It's or whatever, but it appears in the news that he's banned, right, from YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. You got a 1-week Twitter ban. What's everybody going to do that doesn't even know who Alex Jones is about? They're going to go and check him out. You achieve the exact opposite of what you were trying to do.
Very, very true. But I want to say on this kind of end of the spectrum, I'm in my 30s, and I think a lot of younger people don't see it for what it is. Being just wrong.
Right. Okay.
On every spectrum, wrong, just being kicked off of public platform for just, having a view that's, not agreeable to everybody. So there's that. And then, yes, it will give that forbidden fruit, esque kind of
bingo
thing for him.
Right.
Absolutely. And I've totally seen it for what that is as well. The thing I don't, and now it's kind of like this huge thing with Alex Jones is, now everybody's going to go check him out. And that's kind of the thing. Because there's this underlying thing with Alex Jones is now everybody's saying, well, he does work for the CIA, that 3-letter group.
Mm-hmm.
There's that weird, rumor going around. Well, he does work for the CIA. He's got all this information. So, there's that Big Brother aspect of it that, everybody wants to think that you're going to be 5 steps ahead. I I don't see it as that. I do see it as just like plain wrong. Like, you don't kick somebody off of a platform because you don't like what they say. It's a total First Amendment, whatever, violation. And I don't think that's cool. And I just don't think that anybody's safe anymore. And that's kind of how I see it. What is happening?
Well, now, here's where the zone gets a little funky and a little cloudy. All right, this zone, this area. The First Amendment gives you protections to say pretty much whatever you want. And the idea behind that is so you could go and protest. You could go stand out in front of City Hall and yell and scream and say whatever you want. That's freedom of speech. Freedom of speech also allows you to go and create your own magazine or your own thing or print a flyer, right, and distribute it. And that's freedom of speech, and you're protected in that. Or, for instance, you can go and create your own website and say whatever you want there. Where the zone gets a little cloudy is, do you have the right to go on someone else's platform? Does it give you the right to have something printed in somebody else's magazine? And the magazine has the right to go, you know what, dude, it's not what we do here. This is our magazine, and we don't have to print your article, right? So there's that part of it. And I think we clearly understand that. If the New York Times or the LA Times or Time Magazine doesn't want to print your stuff, they don't have to. We all know about reporters that want stuff, printed, and they don't get it printed, and they're upset about that. Well, there's that. Is that me or you that is going off?
What's life without opposition, though? I mean, there's plenty of great things that have come from a healthy debate or a healthy argument. A lot of things come from that. So when you get rid of that, you basically are 1984.
Sure. So now this is the answer to that. In that, if you are going to being on Facebook or being on YouTube or being on Twitter is a privilege. Okay, it's not a right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have certain privileges in this country, and one of them is that kind of stuff. So if you choose, and it's Alex Jones's or anybody's choice to go on. I hold on for a second. I have got some audio that is creeping in here, so let me get rid of. Man, that's me. That's not you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to, for some reason, I'm getting these sounds coming in, and I am going to, I'm doing this live on the air. I'm going to mute all. I don't know why suddenly, okay, boom, done. Okay, I don't think we're going to hear those anymore. It's called software on one computer. Okay, in that, if you are going to choose to be on somebody else's platform, then you have to stay inside of some certain community guidelines. That's all that requires. And Alex Jones and others have pushed maybe outside of that zone a little bit, and they stepped outside and it was okay. And then they pushed it a little further and it was okay. But you have to play by their rules. And that's what I'm saying. It's a privilege, not a right. The First Amendment part of it, take trolling, for example. If somebody is trolling me or is trolling you in social media, you have the right to block them, don't you? Right? You have that right. So, man, I thought I just muted. Didn't I just mute all of those sounds? I'll take care of it during the break, everybody. I won't do it live on the air anymore. You have the right to block them. That's like saying the troller can come back to you and go, hey, man, under the First Amendment, I'm allowed to say whatever I want. No, No, you don't, right? You just simply don't. And that's, you have to unblock me because I want to continue to troll you. I'm protected under the First Amendment. Well, no, you're not. And that's, you can say whatever you want on your own page, but not on mine.
Right.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So that's where this all gets cloudy, and certainly the writers and creators of the Constitution could not envision where we would be today with social media and all of this other stuff. They had no idea, but they're getting better.
Ben Franklin and 4chan.
Yeah,
Totally.
Exactly. And so there you go. Katrina, thank you for the phone call.
No, thank you for having me. Absolutely.
And don't be a stranger. First-time callers we love here.
No, absolutely. And I've tried calling before, and I've just caught busy signals, but this is my absolute first time, and I'm a huge fan, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. Okay, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Absolutely. You too.
Thank you so much. That's a great phone call right there. And I am trying to, let's just continue. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Hello?
Yes, you're live right now.
Hey, Jimmy, how's it going?
It's going good. Who's this?
Hey, this is John from Palm Desert.
Hey, John from Palm Desert. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I just wanted to call and let you know about my second sighting I had out here in the desert of a UFO.
What happened?
It was back October 19th, about 3:45 in the morning, and it was in Rancho Mirage. And I'm sitting outside. I go to work real early. I work for a golf course.
Right.
And so I'm sitting outside, and I'm drinking my tea, and I'm looking over the mountain, and all of a sudden, this orange orb pops up above the top of the mountain. And it just goes up really slow. And where the mountain range is, it was probably a quarter of a mile away from me. And it just came up real slow, drifted towards the left very slowly, stopped, and then it just kind of turned away and started going away, and then it just blinked out and disappeared.
How big was it?
Well, that was something I was having a hard time figuring out because there's some houses up on the side of the hill, and they're pretty long. One house is, I found out later on, is about 150 feet long, and this orb was about half of the diameter of the length of that house. So I'm saying 50 to 75 feet, at least.
And how long? How long did it last?
It lasted probably about total maybe 15 to 20 seconds.
Do you have
maybe 30 seconds at the most?
Do you have night vision?
I took a picture of it on my phone. Unfortunately, the camera on my phone really sucks.
Right.
But luckily, right when I stood up to take a picture of it, a security guard came around the corner and stopped to get a soda out of the soda machine right there, and he didn't even notice it. And I told him to turn around and look at it, and he went, "What the hell is that?" And so we were standing there looking at it, and just before it turned away and started away from us and blinked out, it gave 3 flashes just before it took off.
It blinked. It said hello.
It blinked 3 times.
What is it? What is it about Palm Desert and glowing orbs? I mean,
I have no idea, and I wasn't the only one that saw it that day. There was a bunch of people that saw it that day also. A few other people that came in around 5 o'clock in the morning saw it going towards Palm Springs Airport. Then it came back around, did a big loop over top of us again, and then went back towards Palm Springs Airport, went around the backside of the mountain, and then he said he saw it go all the way down the backside of the mountain range and then just take off south and just was gone.
Unbelievable sighting, man. And so multiple people saw it. What do you think it was?
You know what? I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, I got a feeling it was giving some type of signal because the flashes it gave off was like a pop, pop, pop. It was kind of like, it wasn't like 3 in a row or anything like that. It was kind of like delayed. The last one was delayed a little bit.
What day of the week was this?
It was October 19th.
Oh, October 19th.
Of last year.
Oh, I thought that. I was thinking you saw this last week. I was going to have people call in and see what. Were you?
No, this was almost. I have a hard time staying up long enough to talk to you, Jimmy, because I get up so early.
Oh man, I really appreciate it.
So this is the first time I've been able to do that. But that was my second sighting that I had.
Wow, that's incredible. Could you make out a shape, or was it just an orange light?
It was just a round orange orb, and it was kind of. You know how the sun looks real. When they show a close-up of the sun and they show it kind of fluxing and stuff.
Right.
That's what it looked like, orangish red fluxing.
How incredible. And it just didn't show up on your... Yeah, it didn't show up on your cell phone.
But it did. It showed up, but it's just like an orange orb on a dark background. You really can't tell what it is.
Wow, you should send it to me.
The funny thing is that the large house on the side of the hill where it came up above the house, because that house is up as high as you can go on the side of the hill over there. I asked one of the people that live over there in that country club, because I was working on the fence line and they were walking by, and I talked to them and they said, yeah, they lived up there. That's when I found out how long the house was. And then I asked, and he goes, tell you, and then I told him the story of the orange orb. He goes, let me tell you a story. He goes, when Barack Obama was out here, he goes, that was the house that he stayed in. I said, you're kidding me. He goes, no.
Interesting. Can you send me the picture or post it on Twitter?
You know what? I'm not on any social media at all. I'm not on Facebook or Twitter or any of that. But
okay,
I think my daughter is. Let me see if I can transfer the picture to my daughters, and then I can have her send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to check it out.
Okay. And the other thing the first sighting I had was out here also, but that was about 4 years ago. And it was a large craft. At first, Jimmy, I thought it was a mirage because it was summertime and it was so far away. And then I was looking towards the east, which would be around the south exit of Joshua Tree where it comes out on Interstate 10.
Okay.
And this large thing came up from behind the mountain real slow.
Where the windmills are?
No, this was facing towards the east, away from the windmills.
Okay.
So I'm facing towards the east, and when this thing got completely above the mountain, it looked, and this was the weird part, because it's like the one lady you had on the show, she was talking about the long one that she saw down in, I think it was the Caribbean or something, over the ocean. And she said it looked like a large jellyfish. And when she said that, I went, holy shit, that's what I saw. But this thing was huge, and it looked like a jellyfish with a large canopy with big, like, tentacles coming down from it. And it just came up behind the mountain and just sat there and hovered for a minute, and then it went down behind it, and that was it.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was like 15 seconds, and that was it. But that one had to be really, really big.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. I've never heard anything quite like that.
That was incredible. That one was.
Yeah, there's something special about Palm Desert, Indian Springs, Joshua Tree. There's something, I don't know what it is. Of course, you have the desert, you have the mountains, you have all of the indigenous cultures that have been out there and have talked about this kind of stuff going on for quite a long time. There's even out there near Blythe, there are some lines in the desert like Nazca. Did you know that?
No, I haven't been out. I've been out there, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can look it up and you can see it on Google Earth. Pretty incredible. So there's something going on out there. There is.
Well, there's something else. Some friends of ours, we were going towards Blythe one time on our three-wheelers, and we went out around 29 Palms Military Base, and we had topo maps to get all the way around. So we were driving out there, and we came up out of this wash, and my buddy wrecked his bike, so we stopped to fix it, and we tried to find an easier way out. We got back out, and we hopped out on this little flat place, and all of a sudden there's this road out there, Jimmy, and this thing must be the size of Interstate 10 as far as wide. I mean, literally, you could have 10 semis drive side by side, and they would not touch each other down this road in the middle of the desert.
Well, where'd it go?
And this thing was flat as a pancake. Best looking road I've ever seen in the desert.
And this is near Blythe?
This was between Blythe and 29 Palms Military Base, is where that was. But I had no idea anything was even out there.
Wow.
But whatever they were hauling something really big at the size of that road was.
I mean, the mysteries of the desert, right? The mysteries of the desert.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah. One time I was hiking. I was in the mountains. I was with a friend, and we're climbing up this cliff, and we are in no man's land, right? And we're making. I don't know how there wasn't a bad accident, but anyway, we're climbing up this cliff. I was with my friend JJ. And all we're trying to do is get to this edge. And I'm telling you, our frame of mind was we are where no man has ever been before, right? And, I'm like 21 years old. And we get to the edge of this thing, and I pull my head up, and I look to see what is there. It's at the top of this mountain. And it's a road, a paved road. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And he goes, what's up there? I go, man, just get up here. And I'm sitting on the road, and he had the same reaction. What is this doing here? I'm like, I have no idea. Who did this? We're up here on the top of this mountain in the middle of now a path I could understand, a fire trail maybe, but it was a paved road. Paved road.
That's
going to nowhere.
Crazy.
Going to nowhere on the top of this mountain. Wow. Crazy. Well, thanks for
Jimmy,
the phone call.
That blue orb that you saw over in the west a long time ago that just hung there and nobody knew what it was. Everybody thought it was like a planet or something.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I've had many of those.
Well, I mean, the one that lasted off the west coast that everybody saw every night in the same spot.
That was here. Yeah, that was here. Right.
Okay, Jimmy, you mentioned that like in March or April of that year. I started watching that thing all the way back in October because it had started getting cool out here, and I was going out into the backyard, and I saw it ever since October. So that was like 3 or 4 months before you saw it. So that thing was up in the sky for like 6 months over there.
Yeah. We saw it for about a year. I haven't seen it lately though. I'm gonna say when I brought that up the first time, I got hundreds of emails about that. And all saying the same thing. Yeah, man, I saw it, but I didn't think anybody else was noticing it. But I saw one email after another. I've been watching this thing for months, man. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Tons of email, but I haven't seen it lately. Rita and I were out driving one night, and we decided we were on the freeway to see how close we could get to it, and there it was, just hanging there and hanging there and hanging there. And we were driving west, and there it was, but we had to go where we were going and got off the freeway, but we watched it all night. Absolutely. Yep. So there you go. I got a break for a commercial. So
okay, Jimmy, good talking to you.
Absolutely. And there's something, and thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. There's something about Palm Desert, Joshua Tree. There's something going on out there. You can go out there at like any night of the week, and something's going to go on. All right. I'm going to line things up. If you're on hold, stay right there. It's Thursday night. It is Fader Night. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. What can I say without making claims? CBD is truly the buzzword for health. What does it do? Government institutions will not allow me to say what this wonderful oil does for us. But I can say it's non-GMO and organic. I can say it's 0.003 THC, which in plain English means you won't get high. There are those that want to squash your freedom to buy natural products. Fight back with your purchase power. In the end, it is you that takes care of your health. Go to ancientlifeoil.com. One more time, ancientlifeoil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black, Thursday night, Fader Night. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Open lines all night long. Great phone calls so far. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. Let's get straight back to the phones. Let's go to area code 607. You're up next on Fade to Black.
What's up, man? It's an honor to speak with you right now. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely. What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam. How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm good. Just listening to your show, I mean, it's great stuff. I want to congratulate you on the Slinky Theory with Robert Schoch. That was great stuff.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
He's a hip guy, man. It's good stuff. So I'm on the south end of the Finger Lakes. Rochester's up north of the Finger Lakes. It was cool to hear from them up there. And, man, everything, the blue orbs, I've been seeing those in the hills down here, you know. Everything you've been saying has been resonating out here for me. So, man.
Yeah, I know. It's great when it happens. And, that area of New York, from Rochester all the way down through the Hudson Valley to Manhattan, that line, right, if you draw a line, there has been the craziest UFO activity for the last 30, 40 years from that area. And, I don't know. I don't know what it is. when Dolan last night on the show, when he talked about that famous sighting that he had with his son, he's told me that story a few times. Also, privately, he described to me what happened, and you're right. That's right there, man, right there in Rochester. I have no idea, and it's been going on for a long time.
I'm honored to be in the area, and I'm honored to have people explaining it to me. I'm so happy to. I mean, I've been binging on David Wilcock for 6 or 8 months, something like that, and props to him too, man. You guys are a great team.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, Sam. I really do. What do you make of what has been going on this past year with the media and UFO talk everywhere?
Oh man, I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. The Alex Jones thing obviously is incredible. All the conservatives, even the members of Congress that have been shadow banned and all that, is unprecedented. And I don't know. I hope they introduce some good legislation. It sounds like they're working on it. It sounds like people are focused on that. And I don't know. Whatever mainstream narrative they try to push, there's no real weight behind it. They don't have that grassroots, that organic products that people identify with.
Yeah, I agree with you. And one of it doesn't matter, and Rappoport really drove it home. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Alex Jones or the right or the left or Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever. It doesn't matter. Even the fringe stuff and UFOs and time travel. When you went to YouTube, and certainly back in the day, some of the craziest stuff was, and I watched it and enjoyed it for what it was. It doesn't mean I believe it or it changed my belief system or anything. I thought it was a totally whack, amazing experience to have this freedom of just posting what you believed in. And
it's like music. Your imagination takes it, and that's what makes it real, because you wake up with it the next day, and you search for it in your life and see how you can, just make it true for you, I guess.
Well, that's true. No, that is absolutely correct. And go back to this music idea. If you go back to some of the crazy moments in musical history, whether it was Elvis, the Sex Pistols, the British wave that happened in the early 80s, the Velvet Underground or Lou Reed, and then you jump into the rap side of things and these breakthrough moments. Well, you listen to it for the first time and you're listening to the Germs or you're listening to NWA for the first time. You're like, wow, ooh, right? Well,
I can imagine. I mean, I'm 26, so I have no idea. I mean, I jam out to the hits from the 2000s and the 90s, but I mean, it's like a research for me to have to go back in time and dig out these old great artists.
Do you remember
I play in a band that plays psychedelic rock from the 60s and 70s. He's hugely influenced by the Kinks and Jim Morrison and Neil Young and all that stuff.
Hey, do you remember what kind of band are you in?
It's psychedelic rock, mostly originals, but a healthy dose of covers since we play for bar crowds.
Right.
But yeah. I'll try to send you the information if I can.
Yeah, man, I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, I think you would.
Well, but I look at it in those terms. If you don't necessarily have to like or not like a type of music, but you don't censor it. You don't tell people that they can't. Yeah, that you can't say they don't have the right. They absolutely have the right, man. I cannot imagine.
Well, no one in my neighborhood is trying to step on my throat, and I've felt inclined to post like I feel like a a freelance journalist now with all the crap I'm posting on Facebook and citing my sources like David Wilcock. And, man, it's like they can't keep us down. I don't have my driver's license. I'm in the hills here. I'm not going to stop doing what I do, which is spread the good word, man. It's everywhere. People are good people where I'm from.
What's the name of the band? Do you have a website? Do a plug right now.
It's Infrared Radiation Orchestra. We got a new CD coming, actually, in a couple of months, probably. And it's actually being released with a comic book at the same time, because this dude, the guitarist, is a comic book collector, and he's been playing rock and roll since the 70s, so it's actually an honor to play with him.
That's cool. And, what do you play?
I'm a drummer.
You're a drummer. Right on.
I added you on OnStellar. I think my drumming pick's on there.
Okay. I'll check it out, Sam. Thank you for the phone call.
Thank you, man. It's an honor.
It's an honor to have you call, man. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you so much, man. That information, did somebody get that up on Twitter? Okay. All right. Let's stay on the phones. Thank you, Sam. Great phone call. Area code 215. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy. It's Wally in Philly. How you been?
Hi, Wally in Philly.
Hi.
How you been?
Hey, I've been good. Congratulations on over 900 shows. I can remember way back when. It doesn't seem that long ago. So, way to go. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, 5 years, man. 5 years.
Congratulations. I was so glad I found you, really.
Thank you, Wally.
It was great. On topic, sort of topic today, it's my theory is society's breaking down. I don't want to sound like all doom and gloom, but John's comparison to ancient Rome is not that far off the mark. I mean, your average civilization lasts 350 years, whether it be the British Empire or Roman Empire, Greece, etc. And I think it's evil, it's hate, it's insidious. Look at the airlines. Look what happens on board airplanes now. People are breaking into fights. Look what's happening in supermarkets. How about road rage? We're divided. Don't think that the United States can split apart. If the Soviet Union fell apart, Azerbaijan, Latvia, Estonia, the USSR was just a bunch of states put together, held together by a union with a philosophy. Well, that's what the United States is. California, by itself, if it was its own country, would be the 10th largest country in the world. As far as gross national product and population, something like that. So, I just think that, that it's just society breaking down. It's just the congestion and just the insidious. There's something evil and it's not cool. And I'm not sure if it's 9/11, post 9/11 stuff. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I remember I was somewhere in the country. I'm not going to say the city. It just wouldn't be cool. But I'm somewhere in the country. And I'm standing on downtown, standing on a street corner with a friend. And this is probably 30 years ago. I'm standing on the street corner. And I see this car cut off another car downtown and block the car. I was like, wow, what's going on with this, right? Didn't understand. Yeah. I see this lady get out, long hair, goes up to the car that she cuts off, yanks open the door. Another lady gets out, and the next thing I know, they both got each other's hair, pulling each other's hair and punching each other. Right? I was like, what the heck is going on here? And I'm ready to jump in and break it up. They stopped, and the lady that cut off the other lady gets in her car and drives away. That was the first time I had ever seen road rage. And I had never experienced it before. And I'm telling you, that was 30 years ago. And from that day forward, we've just come unraveled. I mean, it was just...
and now they just get out their gun and they shoot you.
I know. And
they don't have to pull hair or anything like that. They just shoot you, and it's very sad. But I actually open up the question. It's something insidious, and I'd be very eager to hear what your listeners have to say about that. I don't want to be very negative. It's USA all the way, and it's just very, very sad. I think the internet has a lot to do with it. I'm a little older than you are, I think, but I still, I'm still online, do that. I'm connected, whatever, but these likes and dislikes. My kids grew up with the thumbs up, thumbs down thing, and they get up in the morning and they want to see if their friends still like them. They want to see if their friends still like them. I would never think of running on my neighbor's lawn and ripping down a Trump sign or a Obama sign or Hillary sign, and you just see stuff like that going on. It's completely out of hand.
Yeah. The days of, if you think about, I was raised, I remember I got yanked into the principal's office. I was like in 7th grade, and I remember this principal like it was yesterday. And I got yanked down, and which never happened for me, but I acted up. I said something, and so I'm sitting in the principal's office, and he's telling, he's talking to me. And I was, I said, yeah. And he looked at me and he goes, "You say yes, sir, or no, sir, to me. That's how you speak to me." And I was like, okay, yes, sir, right? Well, those days are gone. There was a certain amount of respect and decorum that you had in society, whether you were on a plane, you were in a restaurant, you're in a supermarket, you're at home, you're at your neighbor's house, whatever it was. There was a way that you handled yourself and your business, and you lived life with respect. You were entitled to go home and do whatever you want behind closed doors, right? Your man's home is his castle, right? And that okay, absolutely. But you stepped outside of the door and you put on a new shirt and you acted that way. It's gone. I mean, that is just completely gone. Completely.
Good word. Decorum. A good word. There's a certain amount of decorum. Way you act in public. Is chivalry dead? I mean, it's like you said, you were ready to jump in with these two ladies fighting and stuff like that. I don't know. I think nowadays society, people are just going to let them go at it and just watch it and just egg them on. And anyway, I know that, I don't want to go down any type of political road. John talked about, ancient Rome and the thumbs up, thumbs down thing. It lit a spark for me, and conspiratorially, I'd be very eager to hear what your listeners have to say as far as, what's going on with America, because I really think that, America, the USA can easily split apart and break into different semi-states or different states of different, I don't know, individual states or regions, etc. So, anyway, Jimmy, congratulations on 900 shows plus. Keep it going. Let's do 900 more and beyond. And thank you for all you do. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Wally. And behave and be well out there, and have a great weekend.
Take care, you too.
Thank you so much. Man, every time somebody says Philly, is it the same for you? Do you think cheesesteaks? I just do. I don't think of the Flyers, right? I don't think of the Eagles. I don't think of the I don't know, the Declaration of Independence or the Liberty Bell. I don't. I think Philly cheesesteaks. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
It's been a while, Mr. Church.
Ah, the ghost of John Lennon. How are you?
The one and only. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. And, man, I was thinking about you the other day and what it was music related. It didn't matter, but the ghost of John Lennon popped in my head. And I know that the conversation was about Paul. So I'm glad you called tonight, man. It's a good thing. So what's on your mind, John?
Well, as I'm trying to call you, right? These rowdy, youngsters passed me, and the music they were playing, could you even call it music? It was garbage.
What music was that? The Beatles?
I have no idea.
Well,
definitely nothing by me.
Oh yeah, think about it, man. You guys had to go through a very hard time because in the beginning, back then, everybody was so conservative. It was a different world. And you guys, come along playing your stuff, and everybody just thought it was crap. And you guys were going through quite a bit of censorship back in the day. Was it tough?
Well, the BBC didn't like us at some points, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, but then, tell me what it was like when you guys went to Hamburg.
Well, the image Brian Epstein put on us with the suits and everything.
Right.
Scrap all that. We were in leather jackets. We were saying whatever we wanted.
Right. And it was, you guys had all the drinking and certainly all of the drugs and women and Hamburg and the freedom of what was going on there. Did it change you guys musically? Oh, wait a minute. It kind of, I would think that it did, right? You guys experienced the bacchanal lifestyle that was Hamburg at that time. Opposite of what was going on in London. So you guys went back to Liverpool completely changed, I would think.
Absolutely.
That's all you got? Absolutely? That's a life...
It gave us a...
What?
It gave us a lot of practice that really applied later on.
Like what?
Well, we managed to gain endurance because we were doing 8-hour concerts. I had to learn how to beat someone up because after my 4-power stork got killed from a brain hemorrhage after a fight.
In Hamburg, was Pete Best with you in Hamburg, or did you guys have Ringo?
It was Pete.
It was Pete, right? And so you came back from Hamburg and realized you needed to make a change.
That wasn't our decision.
How so?
Well, we got into the studio. The EMI had contacted us, and George Martin absolutely hated his strumming.
Right.
So he told Brian Epstein he's got to go.
It was George Martin that pulled the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance one day to hang out with George all day long. And somewhere packed away in some boxes, I have a bunch of autographed Beatles CDs. I didn't have albums for him to sign. But we were in the studio, and over this console, we were talking about some mixing techniques, and I watched him move a fader. And I think I've got a picture. Man, I would have to go back and look. But his thumb was longer than my index finger. George Martin could move faders. I mean, he could move the whole fader without moving his hand. Just his fingers could do it. His thumb could move the whole fader. Did you notice that about him?
It was one of those things that we noticed and we made fun of him for it.
Yeah, his fingers are like twice as long as mine. And I have long fingers, but his were like, they were crazy. They were abnormal.
But I had called in for you tonight because I had heard something that people call music but didn't sound like music to me.
What's that?
Well, evidently something happened after I died because music today doesn't sound right.
Music today overall? Are you talking like country and classical and hard rock and heavy metal and rap? Like everything?
Well, that's my first question. Where'd all the rock go?
Rock is still here. Rock is still here. Were you listening when I had on the band Snoo?
Afraid not.
Oh, man, you need to go check out Snoo. That is some rock and roll for you right there. I think.
How do you spell that?
SNEW.
Got it.
Snoo. I think Yoko would consider it good music.
Well, you never know.
Have you talked to Yoko lately?
Yeah, we've had some private conversations.
And what's going on? How old is she these days? Man, how old is Yoko?
She's up there, that's for sure. She's several years older than me when we met, so.
Hold on for a second. I'm going to find out right now. How old is Yoko Ono? She's 85. Holy crap. She's 85 years old. Who would have thunk? Well, there you go. Hey, John, thank you for calling in, man. It's always great. But
no problem.
But really quick, who do you listen to today for inspiration?
Inspiration? Oh, geez. Well, we get very little new music I've been having, but from what I've heard, these Greta Van Fleet guys sound pretty good.
Oh, there you go. See, music's not dead. I love Greta Van Fleet. Oh, man, good choice. See, John, you got good taste, man. You've always got that going for you.
I guess so.
All right. Hey, Ed King passed away today. So when you see him walking down the halls, that's who you need to go and play some music with right there. Ed King passed away. So tell him hello for me, will you?
Will do.
Thank you so much, John. Have a great weekend.
You too.
I'll talk to you. The ghost of John Lennon right there. Yoko Ono is 85 years old. 85. What is Yoko Ono's net worth? Hold on for a second. Let me see here. Net worth. Yoko Ono's net worth. $600 million. Man. Yoko Ono. $600 million. All right. Take a break right here. It's Thursday night. It is Fader night. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal God, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at GetTheTea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at getthetea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Getthetea.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn
it. This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fader night, open lines all night long. Wow, John Rappoport. Can't get that off my mind. He was just amazing. Phone numbers are 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. And let's go straight back to the phones. Let's go to area code 330. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Is this me, Jimmy?
Yes, you are live. Who's calling?
This is Glenn in North Carolina, a.k.a. Lost at Sea.
A.k.a. Lost at Sea. Why is that, Glenn?
Why is what? Why am I lost at sea?
Yeah.
That's the name that I use on Spreaker. I came up with that name after it's kind of sad. I had to put my cat to sleep, and I kind of felt like I was lost at sea at the time.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, I'll go with that.
The reason I'm calling is I wanted to talk about the censorship issue that's going around on social media.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
I know because the Alex Jones thing happened recently, it's being talked about a lot more, but it's actually been going on for a few months, where it started with YouTube demoting and banning websites that were conservative or libertarian in nature.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see that it's just over the past few months it's gotten a lot worse, especially with the biggest example we have now of Alex Jones. And what I wanted to talk about was how the issue is continuing to be couched as a First Amendment issue, and I don't believe that it's actually a First Amendment issue. I think the censorship falls underneath our discrimination laws, whereby no business that's offering any kind of business to anyone in the public can exclude any individual or groups based on age, race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. So I believe there's a case to be made that they're in violation of the Constitution, and I believe a class action lawsuit against them would prove successful. What do you think?
Well, but let me ask you this, Glenn. You start a website, right? And the website is called Lost at Sea, right? And you're posting your stuff up there, and you're writing articles and what's on your mind each day, and you're doing your thing. And somebody likes your website, and they write to you and go, okay, I've got this article that would be great, and I think people should hear it, and I really dig your website, so here's the article, post it for me. And you read the article, and you're like, man, I don't have to post this. And you write them back, and you say, well, you know what? It's just not really what I want to do here. And they write you back, I'm going to sue you. I have the First Amendment right to post on your website. How do you respond to that?
Well, like I said, I would tell them it's not a First Amendment issue.
But my point is,
if they came back at me and said, you're running a business. So to me, a business on the internet is no different than a business on Main Street.
That's right.
You are offering services for money or some type of a contract.
That's right. So what if this person comes?
That's what YouTube is doing.
And what if this person comes back to you and says you're discriminating against me?
I might disagree with him, but he actually may be correct.
So then you have to. My opinion. Then you have to.
It's my opinion that he's. It's my. I'll let you speak first.
Well, I'm saying so. Then you would have to post his article on your website that you own.
Yes.
Really?
If I own a bookstore, Jimmy, I can't set somebody up at the door and block certain individuals because I don't like those kind of people. I can't refuse their business if I'm offering that business to other individuals.
Right, but
that's why we have discrimination laws.
But does that mean that if you own that bookstore, that anybody can sell their books out of your bookstore? My answer to that is no.
No, I'm selling the books. What YouTube is selling their hosting service. So they can't refuse to host certain individuals because they don't like those people. If they're falling underneath the discrimination laws, which is age, race, gender, religion, and political affiliation.
Right. I totally agree with that.
You can't refuse,
I totally agree with that. What I am saying is that we're getting into a zone where I think people are starting to get a little bit confused as to what rights are. What you do have the right to do, you don't have the right to post on YouTube. You don't have that right. That's a privilege. What you do have the right to do is go and create your own website and post all the videos you want. That is clearly defined in all kinds of laws. You can go and do what you want to do. So we can't confuse the two issues here. Alex Jones or anybody has the right to go and paint, record, distribute, create a website, sell your product, do whatever. You have all of those rights. Those are afforded to you. What you don't have the right is to go into somebody else's house and pee. You don't have that right. You don't have that.
No, my point is I do have that right. And the reason I have that right is because if they are allowing some people to come and if they are allowing some people to use their hosting service, they can't disallow other people because they don't like old people or they don't like black people or they don't like Republicans.
Absolutely correct.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And
so YouTube, if you or if you are posting videos on YouTube, they can't. I now have the right to post videos on YouTube also.
Okay, so and this is again, I am only suggesting a few different scenarios here. Okay, and what I am saying is, if you are that YouTube or anything else, I'm telling you, and I want to be very clear here, it's a privilege. It's not a right. You don't have the right to go into somebody else's house just because you want to. It's a privilege, and I'll give you an example. If you if YouTube allowed anything anywhere, anytime, right? Which kind of what they used to, and somebody wants to post videos of them literally killing puppies, is that okay?
No, because that falls under obscenity laws.
But wait,
you can't do that.
Wait. You can't have it both ways. So what I am what I am suggesting here is, if you are going to post on YouTube, then you have to consider what you are doing and where you are doing it. And if there are boundaries, then stay inside of those boundaries. And another example, and Alex Jones or anybody can go and do what they want to do. Just play within the rules. That's all. Just don't go outside of the rules. That's all. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more than that. You know. So
I sort of agree. I sort of agree with you on that. But where are the boundaries set? As far as I know right now, the boundaries are set with the contract you make with YouTube when you sign up there. There's that acceptance thing. You have to click the checkbox or whatever.
Yep.
The policies, whatever the terminology is.
Terms of
they can't. I don't
service.
believe that they could put a policy in there that says we're not going to accept users. We're not going to accept women on our website. This is going to be a male-only website. Or we don't accept African Americans or Chinese people on our website. We don't accept old people on our website. I don't believe that they could do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so, just like anything else, man, it sucks, but you have to just play within the rules if you are in somebody else's house. And those are the rules. And if you agree to play inside of those rules, it's all good. You break the rules just like anything else, then there's consequences for it. That's all that there is. I am always a little bit reticent to express how I really, really feel about it. But I'll give you another example. I'll give you an example. There is a list, and you can go and you can look this up. There is a list of acceptable or unacceptable content for YouTube, and it's long, right? And you go and you look at different products, different words, different subjects, and they're all clearly laid out there. Some of it makes an awful lot of sense, right? All right, and I'm there. Then there's a whole zone of stuff that if you talk about any of this, and it's bizarre. And one of them, for example, you can't talk about weight loss products. You can't advertise that. You can't. There's a whole vitamins and health food section there too as well. You can't go there. CBD is absolute zero tolerance policy, and these are products that are legal in all 50 states, and can be bought and sold anywhere on the internet. But if you are caught doing it, you get a community guidelines strike. And that is done internally inside of YouTube. You can't fight it. You can't do anything. You get it. You get 3 of those strikes and your channel is removed. There are no exceptions. And if you're going to appeal it, you're appealing inside of YouTube. You're not appealing in court. You're not appealing in public. You don't even know who you are appealing to. And if it comes back as a no, it's a no. You have no recourse. And it's an unbelievable list of subject matter and products that cannot be, absolutely not, discussed. And they have automatic search engines that detect audio and video. So if you are caught talking about these subjects through their automation software, you pop up with the community guideline strike, and then you go and try to figure out what it's about, and they searched what you can't. There's no recourse. It's like, dude, all I did was say, right now you can't even. There used to be a whole slew of probably 1 million channels about smoking pot. Okay, smoking weed. Completely, if you are caught doing that on YouTube now, it's an immediate strike. And if you've got 2 or 3 videos, or maybe 3 times in one video or whatever, you get 3 community guideline strike done. Now there's a new YouTube type channel out there. I forget what it's called. It's Weed Tube or something. In fact, I think that's what it's called, where all of those pot smoking, weed growing, how to prune your buds channels, they're all over there on WeedTube right now because everything got banned on YouTube. Now, I've got big issues with that, but I've got huge issues with that, but it's their choice. It's their choice. Is it a freedom of speech issue? Is it a discrimination issue? There's a whole list of issues why that is wrong. Right? I don't know if anybody has, it's pot. It's pot. But that's, and the reason why they, the part of their guidelines behind that, probably this show right now will get a community guideline strike because we're talking about it. Right? Think about that. How wrong is that? There's a lot wrong with it. But you have to.
Well, then they're going to like what I say next then.
What's that?
The way we solve this problem is the way we used to do it back in the proverbial old days. Is we talk with their wallets and we don't give these people our business anymore.
Yeah, I know, and that's
we get off of YouTube, we get off of Facebook, we get off of Twitter, and we stop using that stuff.
Yeah, and that's always a plan of action. One of the things, and I am speaking a little bit with inside information, I'll say that, and a little bit of common sense. YouTube is moving away from the free form, freedom of speech, creativity, all gloves are off, bare knuckled YouTube. They want to go into the mainstream. They want to have a channel that, and it's a hugely viewed situation around the world, that is going more mainstream, like a Netflix or an Amazon, and they want to make sure that everything that is on there is within federal laws, federal guidelines, and will enable even a more commercialized situation than they're in now. And that's what they're moving towards. So they don't want to have these obstacles in their way. And that's part of it. And who falls victim to that? Well, pot smokers, one, two, Alex Jones, the extreme left or the extreme right are all going to, and they don't want to have it so politicized, and they want it to be very vanilla and safe, and that's ultimately the goal. And it's unfortunate. But what comes out of that, and I'm going to be straight with you, Glenn, What comes out of that is the necessity of creating other platforms. And so that's what's going to happen, like a channel like WeedTube. I think that's what it's called.
A lot of the conservatives and libertarians that were kicked off of YouTube have already moved over to Real.video.
Yeah, that's one. There's so many right now. And, of course, OnStellar is going to have their own video channels very, very, very soon. And like I said, that's what comes out of this. You know, and I'm quite happy. I'm not happy with YouTube, but I'm happy that we have the internet and we can do whatever we want, and we're not controlled. We're not controlled by Silicon Valley. The success of OnStellar and what has happened there, and the freedoms of what are afforded to you over there, that came out of the necessity of what Facebook failed to do, and they were the best advertising ever for a platform like OnStellar. So there you go. You know, I appreciate the phone call, Glenn. Seriously, thank you so much.
All right, I'll give somebody else a chance to talk, Jimmy.
Yeah, you got it, Glenn. Have a great night.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's a great phone call right there. And it's a weird situation that we find ourselves in. And I don't know how to make any sense out of it. We certainly the rebels that built Silicon Valley, those young kids, man, working out of their garages and creating things and just putting the finger to the man and just reckless abandon and just the freedoms of have absolutely turned on themselves. They are so disconnected. Those kids, those rebels, are now, 20 years later, are now 40, 50 years old and are so disconnected from the realities of society today. They don't have any clue of what's going on. Totally swimming in money, totally disconnected, completely. The foundations of what they built for the internet, they don't have a clue anymore. And that's the frightening part about this. So everything that they fought for, they're now against today. And you need to really understand that. That's the frightening part. If anybody up there in Silicon Valley is hearing me right now, I speak the truth. Total disconnection. Stay on the phones. Area code 718. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Avalanche Bob from Queens.
Say your name again.
Avalanche Bob. My real name is Robert Curtis, but I go by the name of Avalanche Bob.
Avalanche Bob. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, Jimmy. Love your show, man. You are great. Absolutely great. I just wanted to call. I called before. I told you about my album was out. And, things are really going pretty good for me right now with my music. And I have things I got to say that are very important. But I'm going to tell you something. I have guides, Jimmy. I have songs that I wrote that are so important, but they say not now, Bob. Not now. Now's not a good time. But I can tell you a few things. I've had a lot of supernatural experiences, very many. And I also, a few years back, I saw UFOs. Now, not your typical UFOs. Have you ever heard of the little ones?
You're going to tell me right now, Avalanche. Who are the little ones?
Say like golf balls or something like that, or little like bubbles, somebody blowing bubbles or something like that.
Okay.
Well, here's what happened. I walked down by my diner one night, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I went down there, and all of a sudden, I'm walking along. I look up in the sky, and I see I swear it looked like good golf balls or something circling. And I said, what the heck is that? And I'm watching them, and they're circling. They circle over my head. All of a sudden, Jimmy, they shot up in the sky, I would say, faster than the speed of light. just like that.
I've seen the same thing. It's amazing when it happens.
It is. And I've also had very experiences that I can't say now with my guides, okay? And they're telling me my music is very important. I've got to get it out there. And things are really starting to happen for me. Now, I can't tell you what, but I think I'm going to get a commercial.
Really?
Yes. And my commercial confirmed has to do with my music that I call the Superboard Revolution. It's all about superboarding, and I've updated the old for the 21st century.
Where can we?
It's on my album. I think you checked it out before.
Let me.
It's called.
Do you have a website?
The album is at avalanchebob.bandcamp.com.
Yep, I got it right here. Okay, I'm going to post it up in Twitter for everybody. So that's you. Check you out. All right.
Yeah, we're doing shows and stuff, and I had somebody pretty important in L.A. on the radio station that is helping me, and also WEVN has played my music, and it's a long, hard fight, Jimmy, but, I no longer believe anything they say. I believe we're here for a certain amount of time, we get our job done, and, and that's it.
Well, Avalanche, I'm tweeting you out right now to everybody.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Okay,
Thank you
that's
so
not a
much.
problem. I'm actually looking at the website right now. This is very cool, man. All right.
Thank you, man.
I like the album cover. I like the snowboard.
Yeah, well, this is, you see, I wrote a music about snowboarding, but did you see them in the Olympics, snowboarders in the Olympics?
Of course.
I've changed it, Jimmy. I call them superboarders.
This is good stuff.
I do.
All
They're
right.
superboarders. And I've also I have ideas for comic books. I've got ideas for so many different things. And I had this other character I created named Dr. Cool. He's a crazy scientist. He tries to help the world and almost destroys it. And I've got all that stuff is on my album. And I think some cool songs on there. The album came out a little while back, but who knows? My guys told me it's gonna go back on the charts. I can't believe it, but that's what I was told by a psychic and stuff. And so I do what I got to do, Jimmy, and I'm trying to make the world better with my music.
Can I play one of your songs right now?
Oh my God, yes.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get this going. Hold on. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, I'm going to play it after the break. I have
Jimmy, thank you so much.
I'll play it after the break. Deal?
Man, you're the best. Absolutely the best. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you.
Check it out.
Thank you.
Interplanetary star singing the greatest new brand of American music. Snowboard rock. Thank you so much, Avalanche.
Trying to kick rock and roll in the pants.
I'll talk to you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Rock on.
Rock on. Have a great weekend, Bob.
You too.
That's what
Bye.
Bye-bye. That's what I'm talking about right there. Avalanche Bob. And, I'll play one of his tracks when we come back. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I got to take a commercial break right here. If you're on hold, stay right there. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. You know the drill. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Listen to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. We just had a chat with Avalanche Bob, and his new album is called High Power. It's called, I'm looking at it right here, High Power Snow Power. And I said, you know what? I'll play a track. So let's go. I'm going to go track number 1 right at the top. And it's called Drivers of the New Rock. Here we go. It's Avalanche Bob.
Welcome to the SBE, the snowboarding experience. We are taking the God-given power of snow to start the snowboard revolution! Pump! Oh! Pump! Oh! I said pump! Oh! We're the drivers. We're the drivers. We're the New Rock! Huh! We're drivers up a new rock with a sensation of the lady. Yo! Drivers up a new rock, We're snowboarding the new rocker. We don't take no aggravation. We don't need no aggravation. Drivers of the new rocker. With no fun nation. Ah, screaming in the sky. I'm almost over 40. When we shake a bottles down, we just wanna be real. Drivers of the new rocker. We're starting a revolution. The lady, yo. Drivers of a new rocker. With no good notion. Dollar bond it. Hey, the bottom do the day, yeah. Suck a dick to the door, yeah. You can fuck a papa dick. Do the day, yeah. Oh, the lady, yeah. Ah, we just wanna get out there. Cause we're just cool as that. We just wanna get out and get the world on fire. Yeah, drivers of a new rocker. Oh, we're full of desolation. Look at the lady, yeah. Drivers of a new rocker. China, we're snowboard nation. England, we're snowboard nation. Russia, we're a snowboard nation. England, we're a snowboard nation. America, we're a snowboard nation. Oh boy, rock to the funk of the lady, yeah. We're a snowboard nation. Rock to the funk of the lady, yo.
There you go, Avalanche Bob. There you go. Blowing out, what was that called? Drivers of the New Rock. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Deb from Sacramento.
Hey, Deb.
Hi. I can still hear the audio in the background of you. Can you hear me?
Of course I can.
Oh, okay. It's gone now.
Oh,
it was his album. It was still going.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, you're 275 lines down tonight, just so you know. It probably doesn't matter at this point because it's late in the show. Doing good tonight, though, Jimmy. How are you? I'm glad your ear is better.
Yeah, I'm doing better.
Good.
I'm going to be doing amazing when Rita and I pull up to that taco truck in about 25 minutes.
Tacos fix everything.
They do. Tacos absolutely fix everything.
I can't imagine, though, doing a show for 3 weeks with your headphones on, and we were clueless. You couldn't tell watching you in the bunker. You looked totally fine, but that would have driven me crazy.
It did drive me crazy. God. But, it's just adrenaline. I'm watching the clock, tick down, and 7 o'clock hits, and it's showtime. So it's not that big of a deal. But it's all good now. So what's on your mind tonight, Deb?
Well, talking about, censorship and what we can talk about and what we can on certain platforms. And I'm so glad that last night you and Richard Dolan got into the Gaia topic a little bit because I value your opinion and his opinion very much. And I think a lot of this community and the FADERNIGHTs were kind of warned off the subject. And we respected that because, Emery put out his statement and that was great. But, as a matter of respect for this channel, people didn't bring it up. And I understand why. So it was good to hear opinions on what you guys both thought, though. I didn't know what to think. It was a confusing situation. And I just decided to kind of lay back and see what unfolded. I've always gotten good service from them. And I love their programming. I signed up with them specifically for the False Flags show that Richard did, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So I'm just glad that you guys touched on that subject. And the comparison that he made to kind of what's going on with our community and the worldview and listening to what he was saying, I felt like he was so spot on with so many things that he was saying. About what's happening in the world right now. It reminds me, if you want the perfect movie analogy, think of the movie The Hunger Games. I'm assuming you've seen The Hunger Games.
I've watched it with my daughters years ago. Man, it's kind of funny. Hunger Games, it's probably 10 years old now, going back to the first one.
Yeah, and it's kind of an analogy of the New World Order.
Yeah.
Because you have the hierarchy at the top.
Yep.
You're putting innocent people into a forum. You're making them fight each other to the death.
Yep.
They're focusing on the enemy instead of who the real enemy is.
I know, right?
And they're taking care of population control for them. So I couldn't help but think of that movie when I listened to Richard describe, who's really running the planet and things like that. So it was an illuminating conversation between the two of you. I wasn't watching you in the bunker, but I could almost hear you sweating at certain points.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah, it's like anything, and Richard said this too. It's like anything. First off, Gaia is just a company, number one. Number two, like anything else, if you don't like it, change the channel. Number three, if the issues that there are only, and I'm not talking about Wilcock here, okay, so take Wilcock off the table. I'm not talking about David. If the issues at Gaia that, I don't want to spend any time on this at all or give recognition to it, but those issues that have been generated by one or two individuals out there, that's it. Fabrication and lies. If any of those had any merit, then you would hear about it. You would hear about it from multitudes of people. And I'm uncomfortable with that, and it's only being generated for recognition onto those individuals, waving flags. Hey, everybody notice me, and that's it. That guy is no different than Ford, is no different than Coca-Cola, is no different than Taco Bell, or pick a company. Pick one. It doesn't matter, and that's it. And they do their stuff. And if you don't like it, change the channel. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Just like you said about Netflix. Doesn't mean Netflix sucks. Pick a different movie.
That's it.
You're not always gonna agree with certain content. I will say, getting off the Gaia topic and talking about censorship, and I won't go into the topic. I just want to say the word. The channels I've watched that have been deplatformed, and Owen Schroyer's channel, who's part of InfoWars, was deplatformed today. Every time these guys start to talk about pedophilia, boom, they're off the air. And I'm not going to talk any more than that about it. So there is a pattern, though, that I've noticed. And John was, I think his name was John, your last caller. Or the one before that, he's right. They do censor certain topics, and I was thinking of that when he was talking about that. That's one of them that they seem to censor very heavily.
Right.
And so it's an ongoing thing, and they're going to continue to deplatform. And he said, we have the control with our pocketbook, and that's right. Don't use those channels. We're going to come up, like you said, with new ones that we can rely on. And so there we are.
Yeah, and there's another part of this where it's a complete danger zone that we are in with platforms like YouTube. And I'm talking about 5-year-old, 6-year-old kids with a tablet, and they're watching children's videos on YouTube, and they're goofing around, and the next thing you know, they click around, or they wind up seeing something that, and we had controls over that in the past. And that's the other slippery slope, just like any, 10-year-old that is sitting at a computer and their parents are at work and they're poking around looking for stuff on the internet that you clearly know that they shouldn't, but they can go and find it. And it's a weird place that we find ourselves in today. You get all of this freedom, and with that freedom, comes, with kids, going to go and look at the stuff that they know, the forbidden fruit, so to speak, that they know that they're not supposed to go and look at. They've got some friend poking them in the side. Hey, man, have you been to this website? And have you seen this YouTube video? You need to go check this out. Well, that's the zone where I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. How do we get those types of parental controls in? I don't think we can at this point. So the self-policing of Facebook and YouTube that has been granted to them by the FCC and Washington, the self-policing, may have gone just a little bit too far. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. I really don't. So thank you for the phone call, Deb. You're always right. Thank you so much.
You are. Hey, have a good weekend, Jimmy, you and Rita. Take care.
You too. And, I know. It's a slippery slope. Area code 505. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Jared from Albuquerque.
It's Derek?
Jared.
Oh, Jared. How are you, man?
Doing good. Yeah, I wanted to call in. I called in a while ago and was talking to you about the Facebook bans. And now it seems like now we're getting the bans with a lot of other places, too. But what I wanted to talk to you about is this group on Twitter that's based out of Albuquerque. And they're really cool. They're really interesting. It's a career psychic lady that's worked for the CIA and FBI who made contact with a group of Greys that live in the Sandia Mountains. And they post on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. And I contacted her about getting her on the show, and she told me to have you guys try to get in touch with her.
Okay, well, yeah, just send us an email about her, and we'll do that. But let's get back to this group of. That's all simple to do. We don't need to do that on the air. But what's the name of this group of Greys on Twitter?
The name of the group is Sandia Wisdom. It's just at Sandia Wisdom.
Okay.
And they've been posting for quite a while. They say they're from Zeta Reticuli 2, like the fifth planet on Zeta Reticuli 2.
Right.
And there's a whole group of them. And they respond to your tweets and everything. But some of the more interesting things about them is that they have ties to the Bigfoot phenomenon. And they also describe a way, there's a big fancy name for it. I can't remember what they call it.
Okay.
But it's a way of looking at land formations from a bird's eye view and seeing pictures in them that reflect the area that you're looking at. So like you might see a Eskimo in like Northern America or stuff like that.
Interesting. Well, they follow me. They follow me on Twitter. I'm looking at it right here.
Rita follows them too, I've noticed.
Well, they follow me. I don't follow anybody, man. But
oh, okay.
But they follow me, and I'll look into it. I've got it marked right here. I am Commander Teekum from. I can't even read. I am my crew.
Yeah, they don't use vowels. So all of the names that they use for themselves don't have vowels in it.
Yeah, I see that here.
They communicate by telepathy, and in fact, they through contacting their medium, Sue Walker, who lives here in Albuquerque, they helped dictate a telepathy 101 course that's on their website.
Yeah, I'm going to the website now.
People have reached out to them and have had contact with them using those methods.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, Official First Contact is the website. And there you go. Okay, I'm going to look into this. Okay. So Radar plays guitar. Okay.
Okay. He's really good friends with this one musician out of Canada. And that's how I found out about them. He did an interview with Grant Cameron during one of the recent UFO conferences this last summer. And Grant put it up on his YouTube channel, and I saw that, and I was like, what? Aliens on Twitter? So I had to check it out, you know?
Yeah.
And then it turns out they're here in Albuquerque, the same place I live, you know?
Okay. All right. I'll check it out. Yeah, this is cool. This is interesting to me. And they're probably listening right now telepathically.
I bet, yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, again, thank you for the phone call, and I'll see what I can do about this.
All right, sounds good, Jimmy. Next time I call in, I'll tell you about my daytime ghost sighting.
That's what I'm talking about. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Saturday on Coast.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Have a good night. And got time for maybe one or two more calls. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. How you doing tonight? It's Paul way out in Vancouver.
Hi, Paul
How
in
are you,
Vancouver.
Hey,
I'm
good,
great. How
good.
are you?
Hey, good. Hey, Jimmy, I listened to that interview with Richard Dolan this week, and it was just that was just like right on.
Yeah, last night. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And I just called in to say hello, and the one you did with Donnie Arcade was right on too.
Yeah, Donnie's amazing. And did you go listen to his album?
I did actually. I listened to quite a bit of those songs.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
good, man. They're all good, Paul. Well, thank you for checking in, my friend, and we'll see you Saturday on Coast.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Hey, Jimmy, keep up all your good work, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Paul. Okay?
Oh, all right. Okay, brother.
I'll talk
bye.
to you soon. Thank you so much. And that's Paul up in Vancouver. Thank you for checking in, Paul. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. 3, 2. Man, I hate to do this to anybody. I just don't like doing it. But there it goes. Okay. Man, I hate doing that. I absolutely hate doing that. I'm on the, it's Sandia the ET on Twitter. I'm Commander Kim from Peninsula. I am my crew of the Sandia Mountain Station have come to teach telepathy, archaeoplanetography. I don't even know what word that is, and prepare you archaeoplanet. I have no idea. I can't say the word. And prepare you. Oh, whoa. Okay, turn me down. Okay. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Yeah, there you go. Who's calling?
Hey, the ghost of Bill Hicks, man. I'm just kidding. This one and only Johnny Ricardo, man.
Hey, how are you, man? Everything good? The ghost of Bill Hicks. That's funny. That's funny. I caught that. I picked up on that one.
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there. And I absolutely enjoyed the week, man. Good opening with Donnie Arcade. And always love hearing you and Richard talk. I would just, if there's one thing I would definitely encourage, hold on to the YouTube channel for a while, man. It's how I discovered you.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's a tough decision, Johnny.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, they are obviously going mainstream, having celebrities like Roseanne and Will Smith have their own channels. And, even to the point of rebooting The Karate Kid as Cobra Kai. They're moving away from the basic cable public television.
Right. And do you remember, I can't remember her name, but the woman that went up to YouTube and shot up the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I went to her YouTube channel. And
well, here's the thing. You're reading my mind because I live about a mile away from YouTube HQ.
Right.
Even less than a mile. I could just walk over there. Not to do that, but just to talk to one of their employees, and it's like, so what's it like working over in there, man? They really heavy on, get these particular people out, or just kind of get an idea of how the workers are thinking, being a party of that.
Yeah, and I went to her channel, and that her channel, her videos, her workout videos. That's exactly what I enjoy about YouTube. is somebody has the ability to go and make those videos and get it up there and feel good about themselves, and just it's not for everybody, but it's not supposed to be for everybody. It could be for everybody, but and
it's
they
in our equivalent of cable access. Was what I was looking to say earlier.
Yeah, cable access.
Yeah.
Do you remember Wally George?
Wally George. Vaguely.
Okay, Wally George was on cable access, whatever channel down here in Los Angeles in the 80s. And he was like, I can't even explain his show, but it was like a cross between Alex Jones and Howard Stern, but it was a talk show, and he had a bad toupee. He had an American flag hanging in the background, and he would have these wacky guests on and these crazy interviews, and it was pushing the envelope, right? And it was bad television. I loved that show and the freedom of expression, but I don't know if Wally George would cut it today on YouTube. They probably ban him. But the point is, it was fun. I miss Wally George. I wonder if Wally George videos are even on YouTube. I
have found some crazy old stuff that I hadn't seen in years on YouTube. If I just think out the right phrase to use in the search bar, right?
Yeah. Okay. They've got they've got Wally George.
Yeah.
They've got Wally George on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if anything, it's definitely going mainstream. I pay $9 a month just to not have commercials. The sugar-coated propaganda.
Yeah, you need to go check. You need to go check out Wally George, Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm looking here. 1983. It was called The Hot Seat. Guest Jeff Cohen of the ACLU and sex therapist Dr. Rachel Copeland. Right. Oh man. Here's another episode. Wally takes on two hillbillies on the subject of hunting. Oh man, this is just. I'm the second guest on the show. I get thrown off. It was fantastic. This is a full show from 1990. So, Mr. Jim, the leader of a satanic cult, actually regular guest Jim Myers, visits the hot seat in the fall of 1988. This was radio. This is television gold, the Wally George show. Hey, listen, I got to get out of here, man. I got to run credits.
Hey, you have a good night, man.
You
Love
too.
You.
Right back at you.
Go back. Be with you.
Go back, Lee Tepe, Johnny. We'll see you Saturday on Coast.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Wally George. Wally George was amazing. Amazing. Yeah, there you go. There's some Wally George for you right now. I'll retweet this and watch. This will get me a banned on Twitter for just posting Wally George's picture. Wally George was amazing. I was at my bank in Sherman Oaks, and I looked up, and there's Wally George, and standing behind me in line. I was like, it's Wally George. I couldn't believe it. There you go. All right. I got to get out of here, and I'll see everybody Saturday night over at Coast, and my guests are Peter Maxwell Slattery and Laura Cantu. That'll be Saturday night on Coast, so I'll see everybody over there. And Rita and I are going to get out of here right now and go find our favorite taco truck. That is it. That wraps another night here on Fade to Black. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camurian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. Thank you to John Rappoport and everybody who called in and tweeted tonight. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. We'll see everybody over at Coast to Coast on Saturday. Until then, everybody be safe. Go Beckley Teppy.